I was born in Airport Heights. I live in Airport Heights. I would love to die in Airport Heights. I think it's great. Growing up here, a lot of people will talk about this district in terms of the fact that it's very diverse, whether it's its schools or its neighborhoods, etc. But it's really great to represent an area where I don't have to just say that. I've lived through it because I've attended all of those schools, and I think that made a big impact on my perspective on life and how I build relationships with people.
This is perennial. It will bloom every year. And I'm gonna plant on that side.
Growing up in my household and my upbringing, as the only American-born child, a lot of my preteens and teens were helping out with my mom on navigating government documents. So I've already lived in my upbringing as a conduit to try to translate and make government more accessible.
Everybody's happy for the plants and flowers. Make them happy.
I did not feel very Filipino until I was an adult. And I felt almost like an imposter saying like, oh, I'm Filipino. Like, how can I feel like I'm proud to be Filipino when I don't really feel connected to the rest of that Filipino community? And so it wasn't until I was going to the legislature for the first time for an internship where there was a senior legislative staffer who's Filipino and who just like saw me and was like, hey, you should go to this Filipino Young Professionals Conference. And I met other Filipinos there who also didn't speak the language, but who were also interested in politics, and they were so similar to me. That opened my eyes that there are so many different conceptions of what it means to be Filipino. I am who I am, and I don't have to prove myself or go out of the way to just be Filipino. I'm proud of being a daughter of immigrants. I'm proud of being the second Filipina elected into office. And I also want to affirm that those are just many facets of who I am. I'm a state legislator and I'm working on like putting out some materials and I'm trying to get things translated. Do you know of anyone who does like Hmong translations?
I actually do. Yes.
Oh, you do?
Well, oh no.
I try to be very well-rounded in the policies that I work on and the people that I work with. For me, a big issue has been climate because myself and other people my age will bear whatever the ramifications are of whatever we're doing right now. And I just want to make sure that it doesn't have to be a conversation of division. It can be one of collaboration and trying to understand each other. Awesome. What's your name?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Cool. Genevieve, nice to meet you. All right. I also knew that this was going to be an important issue for my community, and I care about it because my community cares about it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. This is a time for our community to come together on our shared roots, such as immigration, coming together in terms of the fights that our own cultures and communities have had to go through to earn the same respect as other people in Alaska and in our United States of America.
This is a district of a lot of people who are incredibly concerned about the environment. There are a ton of people that care about climate in Alaska, and there has to be a path to legitimizing those voices as a real political group who are voters, who care about this as the #1 issue. And that is going to happen in this generation. It absolutely will. So right now we're over at the Oyambe Lions Park. This area really is a centerpiece of the neighborhood in Mountain View. Mountain View has the most diverse census tracts in the United States, the most diverse schools in the United States. So there's such a confluence of different cultures. As someone who's grown up with a lot of friends in Mountain View and just in the area, like this is really a beautiful community. And you can tell because there's all of these people here that like want to help clean up. I think part of how I connect the impacts on climate to my district is in the context of environmental justice. And so much of environmental justice is noting that there are a lot of historically disenfranchised communities that are often the same communities that are going to bear the biggest impacts on climate, pollution, environment, etc. I think the most unique thing about being in Alaska is that there is a ton of opportunity here. I do not think I would be a sitting legislator if I lived in any other state. That's wild. We're a younger state. We like to know each other. We hate establishments and we hate top-down power structures, and we want people to work with one another to make change. And I often see people who say they want to run for US Senate one day. And I'm like, oh, well, do you ever like go to any community events? Are you involved? And they say no. And I'm like, well, it's never too late to start. I think it would be impactful to have people who deeply care about the climate to be in positions of power, because that's where we're going to have a shift in policies that can contribute to climate change in a very significant way. To be someone who cares about the climate is someone who takes long-term generational impacts very, very, very seriously. And when I think about representation and serving Alaskans, it's not just the Alaskans in my district or the Alaskans in the state, but also the Alaskans of the future.